So, Pride was canceled this year in Tulsa. I don't know if it was the heat or the threats or a combination of both. And that's like the one time that allies suddenly care about us. So, it's really frustrating me. It's really, really frustrating me because we're invisible until Pride, and then allies finally talk about us and finally care about us because it's. It's going to sound negative and it's going to sound pessimistic, but I've been out long enough now that I know how this works now. A lot of allies will just come out at Pride and be like, we support you, and as soon as Pride is over, they're gone. And I feel like, honestly, that's true of a lot of politicians too, because they say that we care about your rights and we want people to be free to love who they love. That has nothing to do with trans rights. Trans people are getting hurt. We're dying because of transphobia and because of transphobia like what Donald Trump shares every single rally. It is really, really important that we are visible in this election too, that we have a voice. And right now we do not. I still want to vote for whoever is able to sorry for whoever is able to represent as many people as possible that wouldn't otherwise be represented, and whoever has the most ability to for change in the future, who's most open to listening to change. I swear I'm going to try not to delete this. I'm so dysphoric about my voice I can't see it. I can't stand it sometimes. And I'm so dysphoric about my body right now that I can't sleep because of it. That and the freaking pain I've got because of lots and lots of anorexia. I'm finally having the long-term effects of a long, long time of anorexia. And I really, really hope that I'm hoping that we're more visible soon because I feel like I'm so small and so invisible that I want to speak out for people and I want people to listen and to hear what we're going through. And I feel like I'm always screaming into the void. I feel like I'm about this big and I'm under everybody's shoe. It's what it feels like. And that's what it feels like to be anybody who feels invisible. That's what anyone feels like who feels like people won't listen to them and who don't really care about their rights. And it's very sad because it's a missed opportunity. I feel like if we were just to be more open about everyone's rights, about trans rights, about Palestinian rights, about the rights of black lives, if we were more open about change and caring for the poor and caring for people who are otherwise invisible, I don't understand why there's so many voices that are still screaming to be heard and aren't being heard. I ramble though. I'm having a really hard time right now. I was thinking about it the other day, and I don't think that I'm ever gonna get my top surgery. I don't think I am because I think that it being $10,000 and I can't. Uh, so I don't think it's ever gonna happen in my lifetime. I think that I'm gonna just go through life this dysphoric, and I don't have to though. You don't have to. It's there. It's there if people would just be willing to work out payment plans or if they would work out something so that we could actually feel whole for once. But they don't care. People don't care. I'm invisible. It's just like whenever I was at work, people turning their back whenever I was in trouble and people were hurting me. And just turn their back on me because they don't want to be uncomfortable and they don't want to feel awkward. And that's why so many people are invisible and why so many people are silenced because people don't want to be uncomfortable. I'm really sorry if I make you uncomfortable, but you need to talk about trans rights. I'm sorry if I make things awkward or if I'm not your safe space. I'm sorry if I'm not a good political tool, but we need to talk about trans rights. We need to talk about it. We need to talk openly about it, not cryptically, not safeguarding it, but we need to talk about it right now because Donald Trump is sharing all of these lies and this hate, and it's getting us hurt. And we need to talk about it because we should have a voice in this too, and we should be visible too. God damn it, it's 2024. What the fuck? Sorry, I'm angry and not doing good right now. I'm working on my films with the monsters, but we're also trying to be outspoken right now because of all the stuff happening and all of the people that are still going unheard. And I'm a Democrat. I'm still a Democrat because I feel like that's where the opportunity for most change is. And there's a lot that I agree with that's on there. It's just that I feel like there's still a lot of people that are going unheard, and there is a hatred that Trump is stirring, and he has been stirring for us, and we're just being completely ignored and left to get hurt and die. And I know it's been like that forever, ever since. It's always been like that, but it shouldn't always be like that, especially if you're saying that it's changed and everything. That's why I'm not particularly patriotic. I'm sorry, I have not been in a very long time. I don't sing the Pledge of Allegiance. I don't put my hand over my heart with it, and I don't think it's wrong for people to burn a fucking American flag as long as they pay for it themselves and there is no burn ban. As long as those things are in place, as long as that is what it is, they have a right to be able to do that if they purchase it themselves. That is perfectly reasonable, and I can understand why someone would do it. Because when you don't feel like you're a true part of this country, you feel ignored by it, it's a good form of protest. It's a good form of protest because you're expressing how much that symbol has hurt you. That symbol by Trump has been tied now to fascism, and I would love to believe that it will be reclaimed someday, but I don't believe it will be reclaimed until it's reclaimed by all of us. And there are still people that are not free. There are still people that are dying in the streets with cops on their necks where they can't breathe. That's still happening. Sonia Massey was shot by a cop in the face because she removed a pot of boiling water that he asked her to. She set it on the counter, and he still did it with her hands up. And that happened. That just happened I think, a couple months ago. And there's so many things we're not talking about because we're not comfortable with it. It's not in our safe zone. And that's driving me crazy. And it should be driving everybody crazy. It should be enraging a lot of people because I understand that we want to be positive, and I get that. I'd love to be positive too. I really, really would. I would love to be positive if I could ever be heard and if I felt like I was part of the group, but I don't feel like I am, so I can't be positive right now. And I know a lot of people feel that way because we hear this one person just maligning us and lying about us and hating us, and it causes us to get hurt, just like it caused me to get hurt, and like I'm sure it's caused a lot of trans people to get hurt. And so I'm going to keep harping on this. I'm going to keep trying to tag people in these videos until somebody says something for trans people. And I don't know how long that's going to take, but I thank people who are being patient with me for this. I know I ramble on when I get nervous, but I don't mean to. I'm going to try very hard not to delete this. I am very dysphoric about my voice, but I'm going to try not to. Love and peace, beautiful people.